time for AVNation.tv. We are here at CEDIA Expo 2018 in sunny San Diego, California. We are in the Logitech booth with Brett. Brett, how you doing?
Very good. How's it going today?
Things are going great. Most people in the industry, they know of Logitech. Harmony's been around for a long time. It has been, a mainstay of the industry. But Harmony and Logitech is not what it used to be. Where is Harmony today?
Sure. So I think we've changed a lot, just like you said. So it's classically known as that one-room integration, right? It's a TV and the cable box and that simple design. And again, obviously we do those things very well. But a lot of what we've been doing is actually changing the overall breadth of what we're able to do. So not only can we do that one-room entertainment system, but we can actually do lighting control throughout the house. We can do audio distribution throughout the house. We can do thermostat control throughout the house. And that's really what most clients are looking for at the end, right? That entertainment, lighting control, audio distribution, and thermostat. And so we have solutions here that are able to really improve and really speed up the process for a lot of those installations for dealers and for the clients.
When you start talking about speeding up the process, it's one of those things where the programming is obviously a little different than some of the other control services out there. Give us a quick overview of how that works and what kind of time savings we're talking about.
Sure, absolutely. So the average programming time for a Harmony remote, if I was doing, let's say, an IP-enabled TV, cable box, DVD, streaming device, maybe a Sonos Playbar new Beam product, you'd probably be looking around 30 minutes of programming time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and so that's really what sets us apart from a lot of the other products is that because a lot of it is so standardized, it speeds up that process. You still have the power and control to be able to change power on delays or reorder the order in which products go on. So we've done a lot of the homework to know. So I know that a 2012 Sony TV takes 9.5 seconds to start up before you can do an input.
Right.
I know that a 2016 TV takes 4.5 seconds. So we've done that work, so rather than the installer having to go in and figure out what that timeline is on there to do that input delay, we've done all that work for them in order to be able to speed it up. And that's a lot of why we're able to again, create such time savings. And that allows the dealer to be able to do more systems.
Right.
So we have guys that are doing, like I said, full integrations with lighting and audio and the rest, but they're doing those jobs in 2 to 3 hours instead of 2 to 3 days.
Very good. Now, when they're looking at this, it's not something where the remote or the system is limited. There are still all those options out there. It's just a slight change in approach, correct?
Sure. And so we tell dealers all the time, this isn't an either-or scenario. We love C4 and Crestron and the rest, and all those programming systems because they can have that if that's the right job for that client. But what we're really trying to do is open up that middle market. We've typically, as CEDIA as an organization, we've been kind of focusing on that super ultra high-end client, right? But the reality is the middle market is growing far faster than any other segment out there. More and more people are buying, millions of Sonos devices out there, millions of lighting devices out there, millions of Harmony remotes.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the opportunity that's out there, especially when you use that brand power behind a Harmony and some of our great partners, that's what we're really focusing on. Showing dealers how they can actually make more money because they're doing more systems. And that simplicity means that, again, it's overall a more efficient job.
And looking at systems as simple is not necessarily a bad thing, right?
No.
Because this is what customers are asking for. Not everyone needs that fully customized splash screen on a remote. They just want the remote to work and control Sonos in the kitchen or something such as that, right?
Exactly right. And that's where we look at. If somebody wants that, and I use that example all the time, if they want that custom photo of their pet, on there and there's a specific button to it, that's great. And there's control systems out there that are meant to do that. That's not exactly what we do. What we want to be able to do is, what does that person want to do when they come home? Maybe they want to sit there and they want to hit the watch TV activity. They want to watch Netflix. That's what we want to be able to accomplish. Maybe it's a good night button that turns off the TV, turns off the AVR, turns off all the lights in the house except for the hallway, dims the hallway to 10%, and allows them to walk into the bedroom and have another button that says goodnight. We can do that. So again, we're able to accomplish what the client wants, just in a more efficient way of being able to program it. And again, that solves 80% of often what the industry needs is basically able to be satisfied by that.
Now, when we start talking about the reduction in labor cost of program, a lot of times dealers will look at that and say, oh, well, now I have no labor there.
Sure.
We were talking beforehand about ways that dealers can approach this. Can you give us the overview that we talked about?
Sure, absolutely. So the idea is that, like you said, the general misconception is that, high control systems, high labor price. If I'm selling these types of products that are, kind of IoT type, considered that that the labor is going to be less on them. Because if I can program it myself, why would I pay X amount of money for it? When the reality is, what a lot of dealers are doing, and very successful dealers, is they're creating packages. They're saying, well, I know, like, within a 5-10 minute window that I can program a Harmony remote in 30 to 35 minutes.
Right.
I may book for 2 hours, and that allows me to go into the client's home. I get to introduce him. It's still service-based. It's all the same stuff, right? Meet and greet and all the pieces. I can program the remote. I can make sure that I show them how to use it. But really, that also gives me an extra hour to maybe talk about audio control, maybe talk about lighting control in the house, maybe talk about thermostat control. So it gives me, frankly, upsell opportunity while I'm in there. But because I booked it out, if you can imagine, I tell that client that I can program their TV remotes, get rid of the 5 remotes that are sitting on their countertop, maybe add a Sonos speaker in there, and I can do it all for $300. And that's 2 hours of labor. Well, the customer's not thinking, well, that's $150 an hour times X amount of hours, because it could take me 2 days. That's $300 to alleviate that headache, and somebody's going to program this for me.
Solve that problem.
That's a great deal. Now, that dealer, though, is now actually making $150 an hour in labor.
Right.
And the reality is, as well, they don't need a top-level programmer, which, as we know and we talk about at CEDIA all the time, is tough labor to find.
Very much so.
Instead, they can take somebody with, again, solid experience. They're going into the home. These are the guys that you have pulling wire and doing a lot of stuff anyways. And that integrator is able to program a Harmony remote, a Sonos, a Lutron Ratu Select system. These are things that they know how to program. And so you can have a lower cost for your labor, as higher of a sale price to your client, and ultimately the dealers are actually making more money and increasing their profitability because of this.
That's fantastic. So if people want to find out more information about Logitech Pro and everything else that you carry within this channel, where can they find that?
Sure, absolutely. So they can sign up on our dealer portal at pro.myharmony.com, and that's the best place. They can sign up as a dealer account. We have an e-learning platform that's on there, great for showing dealers how to be able to program the remote. Also integrations with Alexa, Google, and a lot of our other partners as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Appreciate your time. For more coverage from the show floor and to learn more about AVNation, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.